Hey everyone, I wanted to show you my relay system for 2 trains on 1 track. This is my DVR system, so the quality is not great, but you get to see what I get to see. So the top middle track is inside, and it's kind of like a, I'll show you guys a picture of the layout here. I guess you can see that there's an outside track that you can see, and you can see those curves, and when it comes into the layout you don't see that anymore. So that inside part is the middle center, and then where you see the trains now on the, I guess it would be the left full side and the top right, that's the same curve, and it's going because the one on the right is showing the relay box and my control panel for this track, and then the bottom center is the one that goes down the back side of my layout that you can see. And if you look in the middle of that picture, you'll see a little red sign. I marked that there. That's my ground trigger location. So when a train gets to the outside on that spot, it'll release the train on the inside. So, alright, so if you concentrate on the bottom right, you'll see that there's 3 red LEDs. And concentrate on the one by the voltmeter that's red as of now. That means it's in stop position. And when that track and the Amtrak passes that sign, it'll go green, and it'll release the track on the inside. So what that's doing is, it's basically there's a stops location on the inside track in the top middle where the train was stopped. It's 130-inch straight section long, and that train will stop there, but all the rest of the track is regular transformer track gauge. So when the train on the bottom center passes that sign, then it'll create a ground pathway, because I've got an isolated ground rail there right by that sign that will trip that relay to send transformer voltage to that stop-start track at the top center. And you can do the same thing with, just regular old school, like isolated grounds, but it's only as good as the track by the sign, as good as its conductivity and when it's however long it decides it's going to be on that track. So it's about a 20-inch long section there, but I still have it tripping a timer relay, so I can set it for as long as I want. And the reason I do that is some engines, especially if they sit a while, like an MTH in conventional mode, it will basically time out, and then when you give it power, it takes 20 seconds for it to start up. So with a relay, you can go from 1 second to I think a day or something. So you can move it out to 15 seconds or whatever if you need to, and it'll continue to send voltage to the release section of the train, even if the outside train is gone. So that's why I do this. And also with some of the other switches there, like that middle switch, I know it's hard to see in the camera, but if that middle switch, if you rotate it counterclockwise, it'll turn voltage on all the time if I just want to run one train, and I want constant voltage. So back to this. So it's in the, if you see it stopped in the top center, and then that Amtrak just hit that, past that sign, and it turned it green, and then it released. And then it'll, you can see that there's 2 relays stacked in that picture. There's a one that's a solid red light, that's just a regular relay, and then when it stops, it'll, the bottom relay will go for 3 seconds, because that's what I have it set at. So that's how I have my timing set. And on the bottom relay is the timing relay, and it's got dials on it. You can change its functionality and how long it runs. So I guess that's about it. I guess we can watch it go a couple times. I can explain what's going on here. So right now it's just released the train, that's why it's in green, and the relay stopped, blinked about 3 times for 3 seconds, and then went red. And then that train that released is coming around right now past the transformer, and that's the same one in the left picture, and then that will come around the front. So you can see it's about, it'll be coming through, and it'll pass that sign, and the Amtrak looks like it's about stopped. It is stopped. So I guess that was the Santa Fe. So the Amtrak is on the outside. It just hit the ground trigger and released the Santa Fe. So the Santa Fe is coming around, and as it turns that corner, you'll see it in the left and then the top right. There it is, popping around there. So sorry if that's confusing. It's two different pictures. And so then it's coming around. I guess you do the right side of the center down the long run, and it's about to turn a corner. You can see it's blinking light, and it looks like it's going to reach it before the Amtrak even gets to the start track, which is fine. That's why the Amtrak didn't stop, but it's safe, so it just decided to keep on going. So now the Santa Fe is going around. It'll start coming around here where the Amtrak was, and there's the Amtrak looking through. And then, so there's the Santa Fe, and it'll probably hit the stop-start probably before, or it'll stop before the Amtrak hits the stop-start. So it did, it stopped, the light went red, here comes the Amtrak, and it tripped it and released it. So, the issue is, that Amtrak is a Lion Chief running in conventional mode, and you just lock that into forward by putting it in forward and then flipping the program switch and leaving it in program. And then the MTH, to get it in conventional lock forward mode, I think it's like horn and bell, I believe is what it is. And then it'll lock it into forward mode. But they run at different speeds at the same voltage of the transformer. So, and it's hard to see with that voltmeter there, but I think it's right around 11 volt. Because conventional doesn't need a whole lot of power to get going. So I can crank it up pretty good, and the timing still works. My track's not super long, and you can't have super long trains, or you'll outpace it, and you'll never get it'll never turn off. It'll always be green. So if that's the case, you gotta shorten the train or slow it down. Because it's basically these are 031 curves and 9-foot straights. So it's really not all that big of a track. So, all right, hope it wasn't too boring. If you guys got any questions, let me know. There's a lot of things you can do, and I didn't bore you with all of it, but the reason I have extra switches there is I've got, as you know, I've got the MTH automation where when I'm in command mode, if you drop it down to 8 volts, it'll stall, and that's how I ran my automation on the main part of the layout. I've still got that functionality on that middle switch. If I run it straight up and down, it'll go into MTH mode, just like you've seen on my Helix. And like I said, if I go counterclockwise once, it'll leave it straight voltage. And and then it's in the full rightmost turn now on that second knob switch, and that's a transformer and then 0 volts. So, and then the last switch, which I haven't used yet, is to turn off DCS. If I go one direction, if I go the other direction, it turns off TMCC or the base 3 unit. So I'll be using that later on. But honestly, once I've got this set up in conventional mode, it's really the best way to run it. I just turn them on and let it go. So, all right, have a good day, guys.